So what could I possibly come up with that features all of these amazing fabrics? How about a ripped fabric bow? Y'all have been asking for another bow tutorial. I'm happy to oblige. I'm Summer with hammondsnest.com, and since I got my new little bow making station set up, I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to make a sweet and simple fabric bow. Now I'm keeping my tutorial quite simple, and it's going to end up being the size of a bow that would look great for something you would decorate your door with. So if you stay tuned to the end, you'll see how I'm going to use this bow. Now when I say that you can make the fabric different sizes, I mean you can make it different lengths, you can make it different widths, but what you're going to see me do here is I have the little slits that are cut about 1 inch to 1.5 inches wide. So I cut the little slit and I rip, and depending, I'm just kind of making this really shabby, so I've got different lengths happening, but most of the strips that I'm cutting are about 3 feet long, and I will end up trimming this up at the end and things, but that's a really good place to start to get you that good shabby fabric look. And since I picked out 4 different fabric designs to feature on this bow, I did do 2 strips of each design, so I have a total of 8 strips here to build my bow. Next, we're going to want to lay it out like this. I'm laying the first piece down to show you the wider that you pull your loops or go out to the left or the right, how wide it is will make your bow a little bit more floppy, but that's a lot of the charm of having a fabric bow. But it's a simple shoestring shape here that you see. And so you'll just start layering each design on top of each other how you'd like. You can use a bow maker like I'm using here. It's just 2 wooden dowels to hold it together in place while I'm building it, or you could do it in your hands or some other kind of bow making device that you may have. So now I've got the vintage floral, I've got the vintage plaid. Next I'm going to do this beautiful bee, and then lastly I'll pull in that Osnaburg muslin type fabric as my last layer. I'm keeping all of my widths about the same till I get to the very end. You'll see I shortened the very top layer just a little bit. And I'm going to speed through this next part simply because I'm doing the same exact thing you just saw me do. I'm just layering the other 4 pieces of fabric that I have ripped. These fabrics coordinate so well together. I can't wait for you to see what I end up putting them on. They're so pretty. Another option while you're building is to let the loops get a little bit smaller and a little bit smaller and a little bit smaller as you get to the center and final piece of your bow. But you see how I made this last little piece just a little bit smaller than the rest, but it looks good either way. Now I've got a little piece of jute string, so I'm going to take my big fabric bundle off of the bow maker, turn it over, and I cut a really long piece of string because I want to tie it on to a beautiful hanging basket. Y'all wait till you see this. I'm just going to kind of fluff it out a little bit. I'm going to pull the loops out, and once I get it on my hanging basket, I will trim it up a little bit. If you decide to trim your tails at all, be sure to tatter the edges to go with the tattered look of the rest of the bow. And here's a final look. This grapevine hanging basket is from Hobby Lobby. The florals from Dollar General. I hand stamped a little tag and added a button. How cute is this? I hope you'll give it a try.